Good morning. Just the other day I was trucking down the road toward Mansfield, Missouri, and as I drove down the road, I'm sure this has happened to you, you kind of catch something on the corner of your eye as you pass by and you think, well, that was interesting. And I wasn't too sure that I saw what I thought I saw. So on the way back from Mansfield, I thought, you know what, when I got to that section of the highway, I thought I'm going to pay a little more attention to see if that is indeed what I thought it was. And it was. I had some extra time. It is a kind of a combination between a houseboat and an RV. And I just took a chance and thought, well, I'll see if anybody's around. And I drove around a bit and actually found the place where they're built, and was fortunate enough, just as chance would have it, to be able to come across and meet the two owners of the company. And in addition to that, I was given a tour of one of their models that's currently for sale. I believe it belongs to Jerry, one of the owners, so it's considered a used model. And if you're interested in looking a little closer or getting some more detail, I'll make sure that I put some contact information below on this video. So hang in there, take a look, and I think you're going to be as excited and impressed as I was with what these two gentlemen are doing there in their shop. So take care and enjoy the video. Introduce yourself again, Adam.
I'm Adam Michaud with LandandSeaRV.
And you've been doing this how long now?
And we started talking about this a couple years ago, and we're just now kind of getting going with production on it.
What's your concept?
Well, the concept is a trailerable houseboat that you can take to an RV park, or you can launch off the trailer and use out on the water, camp on the water or on land.
How long have you been doing this?
Let's say about 2 years now, year and a half, 2 years.
And you're a custom order right now?
Yep, custom order. We can do whatever length you want, configure the floor plan the way you want it.
And right now we're in your manufacturing facility.
That's right.
And you've got a couple of things going on over here.
Yeah, we've got on the left here, you can see we've got a cabin framed out. And then beside it, we're working on the hull. This one's going to be a 26-foot hull. And then we'll weld the cabin down on top of that. And then we're also building the trailer at the same time.
So the trailer is what obviously... Now does this come off the
Yeah, it launches off the trailer when you're using it on the water.
So just kind of sort of like a boat.
Yep, just like a boat there. It's 8'6" wide on the trailer, so it's fully legal to tow down the road without any permits. And then, like I say, we can stretch the length out for whatever the customer wants.
And floor plan-wise?
We have several different floor plans available, and again, we can custom create whatever the customer wants.
I assume they're self-contained at 26 feet?
Yes.
The toilet and bathroom?
Yes, there's a gray tank, black tank, freshwater tank. We can put up to a 75-gallon fuel tank on them, and we rate them for up to 200 horsepower. So you can do up to 28 miles an hour on the water.
Most lakes, I guess.
Yeah.
Where have you sold? Mostly in this area, Missouri?
Somewhat locally, yeah, in Missouri so far. We've had a lot of people from out of state contact us about it. I've even had people from Canada and Australia contact us about it.
I'd like to get one over to Australia. That would be that'd be a neat sale.
Yeah.
You have one finished. Would it be possible for us to take a look at it?
Sure. Let's go over and take a look.
Hey there. This was a big surprise to everybody. As I said to Adam here, I was on the way that way, caught it out of the corner of my eye and said, is that what I think it was? So then when I was coming back this way, I looked for it, and indeed it is what I thought it was, and I'm really interested. I'm a vlogger. I do travel information. It's called Chasing Forever.
Okay.
And so you'll get to see it, and I would just ask Adam if you mind if I give you some publicity. And
Sure.
Because I'm a full-time RVer myself, and there's a lot of folks who are just like me.
You got pull behind?
Yeah, I got a pull behind.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a 35-foot rig, which is really bigger than what I need. I'm thinking about downsizing, but that's what it is. But we're always around water.
And you can't do anything.
Can't do it well. I can look at it, or I can put a kayak on the roof.
And it's free to stay on the water too.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. So I say there's a big alternate kind of housing. I know a lot of people who are living on their boats. Like you said, the houseboat people are going to come down to interview you. There's an awful lot of young people your age who are working from the road on, living in RVs and different the sailboats, all kinds of alternative stuff. So this is just a great opportunity.
What now?
Pardon me?
Chasing what?
Forever. Chasing Forever. You want to write it down. I'm on Facebook and I got that card from you guys. So what I'll do is I'll make sure when this goes up, it'll be several weeks, that I get in touch with you so you get a chance to take a look at it.
Well, as you can see there, it's an RV boat. I always like RVing, I always like boating, but you can't take both with you. So I thought, well, how can we take both with us? And I looked around, couldn't find anything. But it has to be on a small package in order to haul it down the road. So this is what we came up with. We built a boat, we built a trailer, and as it is right now, you take it out and use it on the trailer. It's an RV. I mean, it's a traditional RV, except it has a motor on the back. And when you come up to a waterway that you want to be in, you just back the trailer in to the water, and then the boat here, as you can see the hull, that's 1/8 inch aluminum. It'll float right off the trailer, and then you are a traditional houseboat. 25-foot hull. But since it's an RV, you can see up here we put an awning on the side. So if you're in a campsite, you run your awning out and sit here and have a good time. You got outside speakers. We did build this with all aluminum. I've had this one right here down in the Orange Beach, Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama. I've had it on the Intercoastal Waterway in saltwater, 8 lakes here in Missouri. And we've had it, like I said, in the saltwater down in Alabama, not on the Gulf though. It's not designed for ocean water. Okay. We put 4-wheel disc brakes on it, LED lights.
4-wheel discs, huh?
Yep. You want to be able to stop. These holes right here too, when you're loading it up as a boat, we have guide poles that go in to help you line yourself up.
What is the, how heavy is it?
Around 9,000 pounds as it sits right now, dry weight. If you're just the boat only, it's about 7,300 pounds.
So in order to tow this loaded, what kind of capacity does the trailer itself have? Over and above the 9,000.
We're fine on the trailer there. I don't remember the exact numbers. My partner can tell you better on that, but it's more, worried about the truck.
Right.
I think the new Fords, and I'm not sure about Dodge and Chevys, but I was told the other day 12,250 pounds on a half-ton pickup.
So you'd need a 250 or a 2,500?
I would rather have a 3/4 ton up. When I pull it around, I normally use my 1-ton single wheel. My partner uses his 3/4 ton, a 1997 Ford, I believe, and he doesn't have any trouble.
So that would be what, the 350?
250.
250, okay.
I have a 350. These new trucks, they really doing good. Since it's a houseboat also, we have a transducer. Of course, you can order it however you want. You can order it with a smaller motor, 2 motors. But anyways, we set this one up with a transducer so you can tell your depth, has a fish finder on it, GPS. When you're out on the water, everything your scenery kind of looks the same. It's hard to tell where you're at, so that GPS tracking is really nice. This one, we put a 200 horse Suzuki on here, and we get about 28 miles an hour on the water.
Well, for this kind of craft, that's great.
That's fine. It's plenty fine. And it will come up on plane a little bit. You can feel it at about 15. It'll start coming up on plane, and then it's like a little rubber band. It takes off from there. We had a 140 on here, and the best we could get out of it was about 14, if I remember right. We have solar panels on this, and we have, I believe, 525 watts, somewhere in there. 3,000 air conditioning, yes. 3,000 watt Honda generator, so it'll power everything that you have on here. Your solar, it depends on your batteries. You know, if you have a big enough battery bank, then you can. But of course, we have a swim ladder on the back. It'll also work on the ground. Gates, on and off, a grill. These holes that you see around, we have, I believe, 6 bilge pumps on here. You have 2 in your back deck and 4 up in the front, but there is a bulkhead between the cabin and the back deck, so if water gets in here or gases or anything, keep them out. Your fuel tank's inside. This is where you would fuel it up. Now, we just did one for a customer that he had us tie the generator into his fuel tank as well, which I thought was really smart.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, it has its own tank on it, but you can siphon off of there. This one has a mini split air conditioner heat pump. Very efficient, but they are more expensive. When you're using this as an RV, you would open up this door and pull that hose out, and you've got a well gulper in there, not a macerator pump. It's less moving parts. I think it's safer as far as breakdowns. Anyway, you got a black tank and a gray tank, traditional dumping. If you're using this as a boat and you go up to the marina, your black tank and gray tank you can pump out from the marina.
Oh yeah.
They will pump your tanks out. You got shore power, cable TV, and this will be your freshwater fill and your city water hookup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good planning.
Yes, sir. Also, since this is a boat as well, you have to have indicator lights on here, Coast Guard required. You'll have your red and your green at the front, and then on top you'll have a white light that spins. You can be seen 360 degrees. You can put a trolling motor on. Now, that's an electric anchor there.
Anchor. I guess you need one of those.
Well, it's nice if it's raining or something.
Yeah.
You can raise and lower your anchor real easy.
So let's go in if you don't mind.
When you're traveling, this right here, you'd be in travel mode.
Right.
That's a lot of things people say, well, you know, I got a boat, but it's hard to get into when it's on the ground. Look at this.
Yeah, that's an easy step.
You just step right up. And these handles here help you where you can hold on good. I've actually stayed on this myself. My wife and my daughters several times. My partner, his wife, and he has a young daughter stayed in here. On the water, RV parks. We've stayed in, I like staying in Cracker Barrel parking lot while we're traveling. We've done that several times.
Nicely appointed.
Yeah, the door got left open, I believe, while it was raining.
Television.
You've got 2 TVs on here. You've got a rear camera there right above the steering wheel. There's your Lawrence fish finder to the left. You've got a radio over to the right. You can drop your anchor there, your horn.
Here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Gotcha.
You can do it outside as well, but I normally sit right there and drop it. This here is for your awning.
Mm-hmm.
This is your motor indicator, and then various switches for lights and navigation lights. And your throttle, of course, is over there.
Cool.
Now, since this is a boat as well, we did have to go by Coast Guard standards,
Okay.
which means braided wiring throughout.
That's a good thing.
It is. It's more efficient and safer.
There's your micro.
Convection microwave, residential refrigerator.
So that's electric only then.
Yes, sir. Your couch, there's 2 of them. They both make out into beds. And I like privacy. Sometimes my wife likes to get up before me, so in this one we installed a door.
Okay.
And notice here it's raised panel as well.
It's very nice.
We have a lot of Amish craftsmen that actually work for us, and they built the cabinets.
Built through cabinetry.
We did induction cooktop. This one is all electric. There's no propane.
Okay.
The one we're working on currently and the one before the customer wanted a little bit of propane, which is fine. You got storage for canned goods, paper towel. trash can over here, goes in there. Sinks in RVs, a lot of times, small RVs are just about useless. We put one where you can actually wash some dishes. And then it's Corian countertops as well.
And so you've got the work surface you can use when you're not using that.
But since we custom build them, you know, you can do it however
Do what
you
you want, yeah.
And these, since it's a boat as well, these doors will stop at any place you want to stop them. So you're not worried about them swinging on you.
That's an expensive and a good, what do you call it? Not the hardware. Yeah.
It wasn't cheap. Yeah, this hardware right here is a little more pricey.
Oh yeah, it's pricey.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it.
You have a fantastic fan up here and one in the bathroom as well.
Okay. Now this is the bath. That's the other.
This is the couch, makes that into a bed. I think the batteries are turned off. Nope, they're on. Okay. That's a full-size shower, porcelain toilet,
Porcelain toilet, good. I like
Corian
the sink.
countertops.
I like that sink. Different. And a full shower with oxygenics.
Yes,
I
well,
like that stuff.
I'm an RVer as well, and you have to conserve water when you're dry camping.
You're absolutely right.
Not oxygenics like
shows.
that. It really hits you.
Yeah, that's I don't have it yet, but I understand.
It's worth the money.
Yeah.
And we also put a pocket door on this one as well.
All right, and then we've got some storage up here.
We've got you can see your electronics in this one. Your inverter, your solar controller. You can check your tank levels right here. Over here is your breakers.
Gotcha.
Inside is your second TV, which we'll pull out as well.
Nice.
And you've got some more stores in here, which we figured to store a table.
Right.
Is probably what you want to do there.
And the reason it's so shallow is, I guess, that's where the air conditioner.
Yes, sir. The invert or the
What do you call it?
mini split.
Yeah, mini split.
The last two we've done, the air conditioner's been on the roof, so that gives you more space
More
here.
space down there.
You also have storage underneath the floor, access to your batteries, access in this one to your hot water heater because it's electric. You do a propane when we have to put it on the outside wall to vent it.
And then you have your patio.
Yep, I love this spot here when I'm on the water.
This is lovely.
Yeah. I'm gonna step over to the side, I'll show you down in the deck here. So you've got storage there, you've got access to your battery for your outboard engine, your fuel tank.
That's a lot of storage. It's kind of like in some fifth wheels where they've got all the storage in front.
We put sea deck on this one also, which is really comfortable if you're barefoot.
And you've got your swim mat. And little charcoal grill, gas grill.
Gas grill. Yep, hook up there. And then you've got an outside radio on this one. You've got outside lights. We put rod storage up on the ceiling. And then the roof, a lot of people ask, can we get on the roof? You sure can. It's 1/8" aluminum up there. You can put a chair up there that has a little skinny legs. You're not worried about puncturing through. I've jumped up and down. I've jumped off of it. My kids
Under
have.
the water, I'll bet.
Oh yeah, on the water, yeah.
Yeah. So you could go up there and sunbathe if you wanted to.
Yes, about half the roof on this one though is taken up with solar and
Okay, yeah.
various
That's true.
things.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
If you didn't want a lot of solar, you could have more, but there's plenty of room.
I'll take the solar.
Oh man, if you're dry camping, when you're on the water, you're dry camping.
Yeah, exactly.
And without power, without running water, it's just ruined. It's no fun then. Outside plugs. We really enjoy it, and I thought, well, let's see if we can't share it with others and turn it into a business. I hope eventually that we can establish a community of owners, and like we meet down in maybe Destin, Florida one time, another time maybe we meet up in the mountains or something like that. Because this is special. Nobody else in the country's got this.
It's a little out out here. That'll take care of something. You know, trying to do both. You know, sometimes you have to give up this or give up that to do both. But this is as fine a small trailer Not that it's that small, but it's
Somewhat-
as fine a trailer as you see, and it's got the pontoon capability.
If you got a couple people, or maybe you're a couple people and you have maybe a couple small children, they'll fit back here.
Right.
You've got one thing to insure, one thing to worry about storing. The one thing about this, though, we try to make this one anyway. Each person do what they want to. We try to make this to be as off-grid as possible,
Right.
so you don't have to have the RV park,
Right.
especially on the water.
Name is
I'm Jerry Eason, and my partner's Adam Michaud, and we own LandandSeaRV.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. It was a rare opportunity. As chance would have it, I was just able to meet both the young men who are pretty impressive entrepreneurs with a vision, and they're building a quality product. It's certainly worth taking a look at. I can only say that I know oftentimes people love to camp around the water. We love to boondock, and as the owner said, I think I may have caught it on the video, that camping on the water is boondocking. It's free camping, and these units can be outfitted with, in fact the one that he showed me was outfitted with about 500, I think he said, watts of solar. So I hope you enjoyed it. It sure was a pleasure having a tour. So best of luck to them, and again, their contact information I'll try to include for those of you who want more information. Thank you. Have a great day.